unrivaled performance. Our team of experts takes your ride to the next level. From horsepower gains to custom enhancements, we deliver results. Late model Racecraft, we talkin' or we racing?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Behind me, Mr. Galbraith's beautiful 2017 Grand Sport Corvette, shipped to us all the way from the hills of Colorado. Mr. Galbraith was looking for a weekend toy that he can still drive every day if wanted to be on 93 octane, and wanted that extra sound and chop at idle. Those of you that follow our channel a lot, we have built a lot of NA LT1 packages lately, but for reference, if y'all want to go back and look at the last Grand Sport I think we posted a video of, was a yellow one, manual car customer, I think from North Carolina. Him and his wife came to pick it up. We call it our Stage 3 NA package. It's pretty much everything you can do with a stock short block, heads, cam, yada yada yada. Go check out that video now, but for now, Mr. Galbraith is essentially the exact same package, but for an automatic. So let me show you under the hood. All right, so opening the hood of this LT1 6.2 liter push rod motor, obviously y'all can see it is naturally aspirated. I know we do a lot of boosted applications here. We do a lot of 800, 1,000, 1,200 horsepower builds. Not everybody needs and wants that. So we talk to customers before any build we do. We want to hear their needs, their goals, what they plan on doing with the vehicle, and we try to steer them in the right direction. And for Mr. Galbraith, an extra 100 rear wheel horsepower gain was what he was looking for, with the nice sound from the long tube headers, as well as he wanted the chop at idle. So that's why we went with what we call our Stage 3 NA package. Essentially, a full heads cam package with all the accessories, all the bolt-ons, everything needed to maximize a naturally aspirated build on 93 octane. So you pop the hood, first thing you see, intake manifold. The whole engine comes out of this thing. We do our complete heads and cam package, so it's a CNC cylinder head. Camshaft is a custom grind cam for naturally aspirated applications. New lifters, trays, rockers, push rods, you name it. Everything that we always do is done to the engine of this thing. It's just a stock block, stock crank, stock rod, stock pistons. Everything else has been changed. So once the engine goes back in, you see the intake manifold. So we do the MSD intake, we do a 103 throttle body, and I believe he supplied us with an AFE. We either run an AFE cold air or we run a Rotofab cold air. The Rotofabs are a little bit bigger. They're more like a 5-inch. We usually run those on bigger, like a stroker engines and stuff like that. The AFE is fine for this application, and so it's what we went with. And then also, sorry to come over here again, looking at it from the outside, obviously the American Racing headers. We run custom fire core wires with every build we do, guys. And then y'all can't really, maybe y'all can see it because there's no breather and stuff in this car. ATI Balancer on every car we build. Usually we do the ATI Balancer on the supercharged builds because they have a ring on the outside that helps us spin the supercharger harder. For this case, we do an ATI Balancer because the stock balancer has like a urethane in the middle of it. And again, this car being a 7-8-year-old car, over time the balancers can wear out, break, have issues, and once those get out of balance, then it wipes out your engine. So every car we build, we do a ATI race style balancer on everything we do. Plugs, so wires are the same. Spark plugs, we do go one step colder on the spark plugs. And as far as maintenance goes on this thing, guys, again, the reason why we chose this package, you put 93 octane in it, you drive it every day, and you absolutely enjoy it. Change your oil just like you would any stock vehicle, and then you get that extra 100 rear wheel horsepower gain out of it. So you're talking 150 flywheel horsepower over stock, and the way that this thing sounds when you fire it up is absolutely incredible. So to me, again, I know everyone wants 1,000 horsepower, everyone wants 1,200 horsepower. If you just want a fun weekend toy, if it's a LT1, like a regular Camaro SS or a C7 Corvette, check out our website, give us a call. We have several NA packages. You can do cold air and headers only if you just want a little bit more horsepower and sound, but most people, like Mr. Galbraith, want that chop, and because he's all the way from Colorado, he went ahead and just did our full Stage 3 package. Wait till you hear this thing at idle. all the packages we do, we like to keep the stock catback exhaust on it for the dual mode purpose. Right now, the exhaust is open. If he's on the highway, let's say you want to pick this thing up and drive it all the way back to Colorado, all we have to do is come in here, close the muffler, and now it sounds like a bone stock car. Even free revving it, listen how quiet that is. And then when he wants to pull into a parking lot and let everyone hear him, put it back in track mode. Much louder, much louder. So again, another badass NA package finish here. I don't do a lot of quarter mile stuff, guys, just because traction is usually a problem. But on cars like this, it doesn't make a crap load of torque. So I'm gonna go hit the street, see if I can't get a good quarter mile time out of it. Again, guys, know on the street, it's all about 60 feet when it comes to drag racing. If you don't 60 foot well, the quarter mile time isn't well, but I'm still gonna run it and see what it runs. Again, not the best tire on it in the world, but if Mr. Galbraith wants to drag race it, he can put a better tire on it later and have fun. So I'm gonna hop in it now and let's go see what it does. I'm gonna go from a dig and we'll try to do 1 or 2 roll pulls to check how it shifts in manual mode like I do in all my videos. Mr. Galbraith's 2017 Grand Sport Corvette. Super clean vehicle, only 14,000 miles on the odometer. All the way from Colorado. Went ahead and did our complete NA package. So no superchargers, no turbos, just a nice old-fashioned heads cam package. Man, it's again, depends on what you're doing with your vehicle. Again, I say this a lot, we talk to all of our customers, we kind of try to feel out what they want, what their needs, what their goals are for the vehicle, and steer them in the direction of the right package for them. And in this case, an extra 100 plus rear wheel horsepower is what he was looking for, with a car that had a nice cam, nice chop at idle, and we did just that. This is a complete heads cam package, intake manifold, throttle body, airbox. Essentially everything is changed minus the stock short block. So the block, crank, rods, and pistons are the only thing that's still factory. Everything else we change out, including obviously American Racing headers, the connection pipes. In this case, we left the stock mufflers in the back so we can do the dual mode. I can make it quiet right now. It sounds like a stock car on the highway, or I make one little turn of the knob and we can open up the dual mode mufflers. The car we did on the hub dyno, I want to say it made 390 rear wheel horsepower when it came in, and we stopped right at 490, it was like 499, it was right at, we'll call it 500 rear wheel horsepower on the hub dyno. If equivalent to our Dynajet for an automatic, that would put it around 530 rear wheel horsepower on the Dynajet. So again, it picked up over 100 rear wheel horsepower, running on 93 octane, and again, it's a car you can hop in and drive every single day if you want, and you get the badass sound of the camshaft. This thing at idle, it does rock just a little bit with the camshaft in it. It's nothing too crazy. Y'all can see it here. It shakes a little bit. That's what he wanted. Again, it's a good sized camshaft. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. It's not some 1,000 horsepower car. Like I know y'all see, we do a lot of boosted applications a lot on our channel. This is, again, for you C7 owners out there, or even 6th gen Camaro SS owners out there that don't want 1,000 horsepower, want to boost your application, a boosted application, this is the route to go. It is a perfectly built, naturally aspirated package that is very reliable. A 500 rear wheel horsepower car, which we're about to find out. I think these things, I normally don't go from a stop in these cars because they spin so bad, but I'm gonna try. It is crappy conditions. I want to say these cars stock mid 12s, something like that in the quarter mile. This is the first test drive since the dyno, so I'm gonna see if I can't make one quick pull just to see what it'll do. And it's gonna spin a little bit. It shouldn't be, I'm gonna try to feather it, to try to keep it from spinning, to try to get an okay quarter mile time out of it. But if it doesn't 60 foot, we're not gonna get a good quarter mile time out of it. Let's see what we can do. That was pretty sick. I rolled into it. It actually hooked up pretty well. Again, I feathered. I didn't launch it really hard. And again, I want to say these things stock mid 12s for your average guy driving it. I think that just went 11. What'd it go? 1150, 1140 at like 100. Man, I might have let off early. 122 miles an hour. I might have let off just a little bit early, but still, y'all get the idea. A nice mid 11-second street car that can be driven every single day. And again, better air, better tires, better conditions, low 11s. A high 10 might be pushing it on pump gas, but if we put race gas in it or E85 to try to get a little bit more out of it, maybe a high 10 is possible with some great air conditions. But right now with the DA here in Houston, even though it is the end of October, the air is just not great. But an 11-second car, mid to low 11-second car that you can drive every day, phenomenal. And again, guys, this thing sounds absolutely incredible. So again, you LT1 owners out there, we do so much LT4 stuff and we boost so many applications. If you don't need 1,000 horsepower to have fun with your vehicle, in my opinion, this package proves that. For you weekend guys that just cruise, want to enjoy your vehicles, go to car shows, just go to dinner on a Saturday night, this NA package, it sounds freaking so good, but yet drives so good and is very reliable. I would do that 100 times today if I could, and I have all the faith in the world that nothing's gonna happen to this car. Even though it's a 2017, it is getting old. That's almost an 8-year-old vehicle, but 14,000 miles on the odometer. Transmission's in good shape. Rear end's gonna be in good shape. After changing the lifters out, the short block's in good shape. This is a great platform and a great package that we just finished. I am gonna look over the log, however, to check all my shift points, make sure everything looks good on that pass. And then if I have time, I'll make a few, maybe I'll do a little roll to check. I gotta check the shift points in manual mode in case he wants to roll race it. I wanna make sure it shifts right. And I'll try to get a few more runs in, guys, before I get back to the shop. But let me save all this stuff and I'll turn the cameras back on. All right, so looking over that log, it did go 11.50 at 122.6 miles per hour. 60 foot, not the greatest. Again, guys, we are on a non-prep surface, so only a 195 60 foot. 8th mile, 751 at 98 miles an hour. Quarter mile, 11.5 at 122. You're talking about a full second gain over stock on a surface like this. So again, this package to me is a perfect package for most customers that just want to add more horsepower to their car. an extra 100 rear wheel horsepower gain. Not only do you feel it, but the sound of this thing with the headers on it and the camshaft in it, I mean, you just sound like you have a badass muscle car. It is very hard to beat this. But going to Colorado, I will say that with the altitude up there, the car will run slower. If he takes it to a quarter-mile track, even though the weather's shitty here, it's not worse than Colorado with the altitude that they have. I'm not really sure what part of Colorado he's in, but cars in Colorado do not run near the time that they run at sea level and other tracks that are down closer to sea level. The altitude absolutely kills them. NA cars, they need good air to breathe to make horsepower. You know, boosted applications obviously make the boost to go into the engines. Now I will say they won't make as much boost as they will at that altitude for blower cars. Turbo cars, we just shut the wastegate more, make whatever boost we want no matter the altitude. But for NA cars, the air really does make a big difference on how fast these cars run. But like I said, I'm gonna turn around. Let's do, oh man, I forgot to save that log, I'm an idiot. Let me save this log. And then we're gonna do one from a roll. That's sick. That was a second gear roll. Again, shows you be in drive for drag racing, or if he's out on the road cruising around, someone pulls up next to him, just put it in manual mode and let it eat. I went through all the gears just so I could check all the shift points. I'm gonna pull over, make sure it's shifting exactly where I want it to. It should have shifted a little bit higher RPM from a roll than it did from a dig. And I'm gonna confirm that right now. It should be pretty close. And then if all looks good, I'm gonna get this car back to the shop, get it cleaned up, and get it back to Colorado for Mr. Galbraith to enjoy. But again, you LT1 owners out there, 6th gen Camaros or C7 Corvettes, please hit us up. We have several different packages from NA to boosted. Not everyone needs 1,000 horsepower. This thing, to me, again, is a perfect, reliable car that sounds sick and drives absolutely perfect and is very reliable. Anybody can drive this car, in my opinion. Now again, you still gotta be careful if you turn traction control off from low rolls, but it's nothing crazy on a concrete road. You can enjoy it and have fun without having to worry about freaking out and putting it in a ditch, unless you try to do some just stupid stuff. It will do it. So right there, shift point looks good. Shift point looks good. Yep, it's about 100 RPM higher right there from a roll. So everything looks absolutely great. Again, hope you enjoyed this, guys. As always, comment below. Let me know what you guys think about what we've doing so far. And like I said, we have tons of C8 builds that were finished up. We've dynoed. We've made some high horsepower with a lot of them. So stay tuned to our channel for dyno action and hopefully street action and maybe even some track action coming your way soon. Until next time, guys.